What's up, Outerhaven familia? Clinton Bowman here,
And this spectacular Shadow Haxer, aka Keith Mitchell here.
and we're here to talk a little bit about the PlayStation event that happened at the PlayStation Theater, formerly the Best Buy Theater in Times Square, New York, that we didn't get a chance to go to, so we're just going to be talking about it because we watched it from home.
Kind of
That
glad I did.
I'm kind of glad I did too because it was an underwhelming event from standards. Now, I want to put a full-on disclaimer. Keith and myself mostly cover Microsoft news. We are the team behind the Outer Havens experience, but we were kind of interested in this event to see what Sony had to offer when it comes to the PlayStation Neo, now known as the PlayStation Pro.
The
Uh,
Pro Man.
the Pro, man, it ain't that pro, but we're gonna get to that in a little bit. So let's start up with the new standard model PlayStation 4. It's not a PlayStation 4 Slim. It's a new standard model PlayStation. It is slimmer, and it is kind of a rounded parallelogram with a brand new controller that they barely said anything about, Keith. I mean, you
Yeah.
saw it. What do you think?
Well, I can't really say much about the controller because, again, they didn't really talk much about the damn controller.
You're not wrong.
I mean, if anything we can go off of is what we have info for when the guy got the PlayStation 4 Slim and gave us a video footage of that, and we got to see a breakdown of that controller. So that's about it. That's all we got. Nothing else.
So it's coming in September 15th in most markets. It'll be available for the current price of the PlayStation 4 at $299. It does not. This model does not have a SPDIF output. For those of you that don't know what SPDIF is, it's basically optical audio. So
Toslink.
Toslink, SPDIF, whatever you want to call it. I'm still used to calling it SPDIF. So at that moment, they started talk. We got Mark Cerny, and we started talking a little bit about the PlayStation 4 Pro, which was the brand new name for the Neo.
And I gotta say, I don't like that name. I kind of was hooked on Neo, like
Can
Neo, the one.
can we like literally just not name our stuff like Apple does? Like honestly, that's
Well,
this is how I
Microsoft's
see it.
guilty about that one too. You know, we had the Surface Pro.
Yeah, but keep in mind there was a Surface and a Surface Pro. Like the Surface Pro, I mean, was obviously designed for professionals, and like Microsoft put it out there as that. I'm not trying to make excuses for Microsoft, but that's how I saw it. I don't know if anybody else saw it that way, but that's another story for another time. The more important point is the PlayStation 4 has 4K output as well as HDR high dynamic range output as well. But while the HDR is on the level, the 4K is not on the level. So let's talk about the price and everything. So it's coming in at $399. So this is on November 10th. So happy 29th birthday to me if anybody wants to get me a PlayStation 4.
And to be honest, before you go any further, I was actually kind of surprised at that price point. But we'll find out why, right?
I mean, yeah, we'll definitely find out why. But it really shouldn't surprise anybody because a certain other game console might do it better. We'll
Let's
talk
start
about that.
that.
We'll
Yeah,
talk
let's not
about
start
that a
that.
little bit. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So the PlayStation 4 Pro, the specs are the specs are pretty basic. Let's talk about the specs. Let's talk about how everything goes down. So the specs are as such. It is a custom chip, single processor. It is going to be AMD Polaris technology, as they stated. So it's gonna be the brand new chipset from AMD. 8 cores, x86 and 64 kind of custom. The GPU is 4.2 teraflops on an AMD Radeon based graphics engine, so it's probably like one of the RX series, if anything, because they're doing VR with this, right?
Yes.
So it'll probably be the RX series. Uh, 8 gigs of GDDR5 memory, 1 terabyte. This is the big thing. It's a 1 terabyte hard drive out the box. So this is actually
Wow.
really good in
Not
a
really.
sense. Not really,
You can
but
still
it's
upgrade it. So it's like, what's the big
yeah.
deal?
If you're still able to upgrade it, then that's the thing. I could slap a 3 terabyte hard drive in there if they make laptop drives that big. Um, it's about 6 pounds, so 3.3 kilograms. Uh, the input and output is super speed USB 3.1 Gen 1 times 3 as well as an auxiliary port for the PlayStation camera, and that was redesigned and not spoken about as well. Um, Gigabit Internet, Ethernet, wireless AC 802.11, LE 4.0 Bluetooth, 100 watt AC, 310 watts power consumption up to that point, and HDMI with SPDIF Toslink. So we got the specs on that one. The optical drive, on the other hand, while it is a read-only drive, it is a Blu-ray drive, but it's not 4K. It's not Ultra HD.
That is mildly disappointing to say the least. It's actually kind of ironic because it's like we have a system that will let you watch 4K content. We have a system that will let you stream 4K content with HDR support, but we don't have a drive that does 4K HDR. Wait, what?
How
Why
does
would
that?
you do that?
Now, keep in mind the price point is a little low at $399, and we're like, oh, that's why the price point is. That doesn't make sense because I'm going to present to you the Xbox One S, which has an Ultra HD Blu-ray drive
It
at
does.
$299.
Was it $299 when it came out? I don't remember.
It's $290. Well, the standard model S is
Oh,
$299.
that's right. That's right. I got the 1 terabyte. That's right.
You got
Never
the 1 terabyte,
mind.
yeah.
Wah,
So
wah.
the standard model is $299. The one that's out right now. Keith got the one with 1 terabyte. So I think that was $349.
$399.
$399.
There was
It was a
the
bundle,
the 2 terabyte one, which is the one I got, was the limited edition one.
which
You
was
can't buy that
400.
anymore once it's
Yeah,
out. Yeah, that's for it's $399. Then you have the 1 terabyte one, which is $349,
yeah,
and then you have the 500 gig version, which is $299.
right. So you have those three models of the Xbox One S, which comes with HDR output as well as true Ultra HD 4K support because of the Blu-ray drive that's in there. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that Sony is literally dropping the ball with the PlayStation Pro at this point.
Oh, they've completely dropped the ball.
Like they dropped. It's kind of like Keith. I don't know if you saw this. It's like Steph Curry getting shot blocked at the end of the game by that Taiwanese kid. All right.
I did not see that. What?
Yes. I think it was the Taiwanese kid straight up shot blocked Steph Curry at the end of a game at his summer camp.
Wow. Well, how
Yeah.
big was the kid? I mean, just because you were pro don't mean you're the best, obviously. But
They
yeah.
were about the same height.
Okay, there's no excuse.
Steph Curry's one of the best jump shot
No,
artists in the game. One of.
no.
I ain't saying the
I said,
best.
yeah.
He's one of the best jump shot artists in the game. But going back to this, I think Sony's really dropping the ball in a really terrible way because now the Xbox One Scorpio doesn't have to do shit
Well,
to
that's
say
not
it's
bring
better.
that's not bring the Scorpio into this because
I'm not trying to bring it into it, but like, I mean, I know
the
people are
comparisons
thinking
are
about
going to
it.
be there. The comparisons are going to be
Yeah,
there. They're
I know
definitely going to be there.
people are gonna be talking about this. People are gonna be thinking about this. Like, yo, Microsoft's like, we ain't gotta do shit now. Like, they just did all the work for us. Like, it's sort of like the tables turning in 2013, if you know what
Well,
I'm
you got to
saying.
remember this. If you paid attention to the conference, this was really funny, and I thought this was really ironic.
Yeah,
It was like, were you trying to tell us something? So during the conference, Mark Cerny, am I saying it right now? I always
Mark
pronounce his name
Cerny,
wrong.
yes.
Mark Cerny came out and said that what was it? The PS4 Pro was not the start of a new console generation, and it wasn't going to blur the lines between generations. And they, during the show, and it was
He
like,
did say that.
so
Yep.
are you trying to tell me that you're going to make a PlayStation 5, or are you just saying, shit, we know this isn't going to be the Scorpio. Stay tuned. We might have something else later. I mean, because originally when I heard about the PlayStation Pro or the PlayStation Neo, I didn't really expect it to be a next gen console. We argued over this, not me and you, but somebody else on
We
the
all talked
site,
about this shit. Yeah.
and we were like, it's not a huge leap from the PlayStation 4, from the rumor specs that we saw. So that's not really a generation jump. But then it was argued that it was going to be, and it's like, no, it technically is not. It's not that much different from the PlayStation 4. And now you're hearing that officially from Mark Cerny saying, no, this is not a start of a new generation. So we could end up getting a PlayStation 5 later on down the road, but either nor here nor there. That's still not an excuse for. I am really disappointed for the lack of the HDR drive, and not because I like frowning upon PlayStation. I like technology of all nature,
Right.
smartphone, video games, computer. I don't care what the hell it is. And when I can pick up an Xbox One S with that same capability for cheaper than the PlayStation 4 Pro, and it doesn't have it, I don't understand that. You're talking about 4K this and 4K that, but yet one of the biggest things you need for true 4K, not a digital compressed signal, not something that people are going to kill their connection, their internet connection if they have limited data. You're giving us a gift 4K streaming device.
And
Where is the true 4K?
the thing about it is, I mean, a 4K hard drive and a 4K Blu-ray drive would have probably just said jump the price up, but it would have been a necessary price jump. I'm gonna quote Twitter right now. Colin Moriarty from Kind of Funny. The PS4 Pro is
Oh
an
man, I wonder how
unnecessary.
they're feeling right
Hold on.
now.
The PS4 Pro is an unnecessary iteration that complicates the PS4 ecosystem. Backwards compatible PS5 should have been announced in 2017, out in 2018.
He sounds frustrated.
Like he's not pleased.
You know,
People do disagree, but I'm
I
just
do
saying
like
he's
listening
not
to the
wrong.
show, but I'm sorry, but him and Greg Miller are really big Sony fanboys. I'm sorry. I like their show, but we all know that they love their Sony products, and I can only imagine. Here's my phone again. I can only imagine how frustrated they are right now.
Now, even Patrick Klepek, someone that we've actually kind of railed against before, said if that's all Sony could muster for unveiling the PS4 Pro, maybe that says everything you need to know about developer excitement for it. That's
We really haven't heard much about the developers. Everybody's been pretty quiet about this.
there's no. It was like Sony's Neo event was poorly packaged all around. It lacked any energy whatsoever for the company's new flagship product.
It
So
wasn't. I mean, I'm sorry to interrupt you there, but that's not something that needs to be read. Just because we watched conference, we saw the excitement or
right,
lack of. We kept talking about this, and I kept saying nobody seems to be thrilled. Look at these people. They're like the Call of Duty reel. It was like nobody was happy. Nobody was excited. When they were on stage talking, they were talking like this, and the PlayStation 4 Pro is the next step. I'm like, whoa, where's the excitement? Why aren't you like when they were talking about the Scorpio? They were like, "This is going to be the best ever. This is going to be exciting.
they
This is
took a
going to be the next
page.
thing for." They were happy.
They took a page out of fucking Reggie Fils-Aimé's playbook for that.
Here, there was nothing. There was no excitement, and I was seeing that, and I was like, "Wow, this is not good." I was comparing this to like I can't remember the gentleman, but the guy who drew the happy trees. God rest his
Bob
soul. But
Ross.
and I was like, "This is exactly how this sounds."
No, but
There
Bob
was
Ross is hype though.
no, he wasn't. Not when I watched this stuff. No, he was not.
Yo, nah. Well, we can argue about that later, but still.
It
Like,
wasn't. It wasn't. It was not a good show for Sony. This was not the show that we expected it would be, and I'm
right.
I'm disappointed. I am really disappointed.
Like, I'm not pleased by it either. I mean, I was excited. Like, honestly, I'll say this. I I did say on like reaction at the end when I didn't really know much about the fact that there is no 4K drive in it. I was like, I'll trade in the PS4. I'll trade in my PS4 for that one. I'll pick up a new one and then pick up the 4K TV on the cheap later.
Yeah,
Now
I was
I'm
saying the
like,
same thing.
now
Right.
I'm sitting here like, I might as well just get the update next week for my PlayStation 4
And just think about this. Think
and just
about this.
use the HDR and that's it.
Think about this. This is the funny thing, and guys are probably saying you guys are just Xbox fans. No, I'm not. Again, I am a technologist. I like technology,
I love
but this
technology
is
as well.
I'm thinking about this right now as a retail standpoint. Right now, people are selling the Xbox One S with HDR TVs, 4K HDR TVs, because you're getting a gaming system, a TV, and a player.
Yup.
You cannot do that now with the PlayStation 4 Pro. And they're probably still like, we can't do this now. You can give us a 4K, you can give us something that plays 4K, fine, great. But for those who are like, well, will this play 4K HDR disc?
No.
No. All right, fine.
Like no.
That 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 was that was a bad move. That was a really bad move by Sony. I don't care if you're trying to save money. That was a really bad move.
And the fact that Andrew House had the balls to say the PlayStation 4 Pro will become the #1 provider of high resolution and HDR content, and I'm sitting out here, but my Xbox One Slim does this already. Like, what are you talking about? I can
Oh well.
I can rig my PC to do that shit. Like the fuck? Like Sony, it's like I'm sorry. This is PlayStation 3 levels bad. And when I say PlayStation 3 levels bad, I'm talking about just sheer intelligence insulting bad.
And you know what? I just thought about something. I slipped there. The PlayStation 4 does not play 4K. Excuse me. My brain's going off. Right now it only does Blu-ray, not 4K Blu-ray. But yeah, neither one of them do now. So yeah, how's that?
Yeah, you know, like yeah, we got an upgraded GPU. Yeah, we boosted clock rate. Yeah, there's interoperability. Yeah, it's a larger hard drive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not excited.
Yeah, I'm not excited. Like you both said, I was thinking about trading because I have two PlayStation 4s because I picked up another one when my original one broke until I got it fixed. But yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, unless I want to get the PS VR, which I'm thinking about, then yeah, that'd be a good look. But if I want the PlayStation, excuse me, 4 Pro just for 4K, I would have to sit down there and really think about that.
Now it would
Really
literally
would.
be have to. I would have to look at a paycheck, and I sit there, and I'm like, and people are gonna be upset when I say this. Am I a Am I a jackass? Or do
Are
I have
you a
better things to do with
jackass,
this
sir?
money?
Sure, sir. Are you a jackass?
Like, no, I would have to seriously take a look at a paycheck and actually contemplate that shit. Because like everybody's like, oh, you getting the PlayStation 4 Pro? I'm like, no. Are you getting? It's like it's kind of asking me, like, are you getting the iPhone 7? No. Like
No.
it's just no, no. Like I've made my decision. I am concrete on this. I am going to invest my money on an Xbox One S because if I get a 4K TV, I'll actually be able to use that shit.
Yeah, this is a disappointment.
Yeah, and oh yeah, it kind of sucks me saying that, and I know there's a lot of Sony loyalists out there that'll be
They're gonna
like you said
find where you
earlier.
live. They're gonna find where you live.
And like
They're
you
looking
said
for you right now.
like you said earlier, oh, you're just an Xbox fanboy. I was like, no, I really have to emphasize that I want technology to work right. And this is why I'm sort of a mainly PC user right now. Like my consoles literally are only for, streaming video content and the occasional video game now. If I can get a video game on PC, that's where I'm going to get that video game on.
Yeah, I think we pretty much beat the horse enough.
Like, yo,
Poor horse.
we jumped that horse, man. Like that horse got jumped like a Brooklyn street fight. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check out all the other content on the Outerhaven. Check out Sony Centric. The Sony Centric people will be doing a full recap, a more full recap of this later on,
Yep.
as well as the Outerhaven podcast and the return of the experience with myself and Keith Mitchell.
Oh no, that's gonna be weird.
Oh, that's gonna be hilarious. Um, for those of you that don't know what the experience is, it's an Xbox and Microsoft centered gaming podcast. So we talk about everything Xbox and Windows 10 gaming. And then we also have the A1 podcast by Josh Piedra, the host of the Outer Haven podcast as well. Outer Haven podcast, we already mentioned that, as well as I Remember It Fondly,
Or like
which
I said, I remember fondly.
I hope to God that I get a chance to get on that show one of these days and talk about The Last Dragon. Like, yo, I can't wait. I love that
You
movie.
are the last dragon. God damn it! Thanks.
Who's the baddest?
God,
So enough. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Keith, you got anything to say before we get the hell up out of here?
that was disappointing. God damn, that was disappointing. I am so frustrated.
I think I wasted about an hour of my life.
Yeah, we Yeah, that was disappointing. Damn
Like
it, Sony.
I am kind of salty right now,
I
and
was like, I'm ready to go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm like, everybody's like, I'm gonna get Rise of the Tomb Raider for PS4 because it looks fantastic, and I'm like, I'm gonna get Rise of the Tomb Raider for Xbox One because I already have it.
I'm just
And
gonna play. I'm just gonna keep playing on PC because it looks better on there.
Oh
Sorry.
man. We will see you, ladies and gentlemen, later on. Thank you for checking out our YouTube. Make sure you check out all the rest of our YouTube content as well. Peace.
Bye bye.